friend Sir Charles have met by recommending his son as the modestest young man alive. To me, he's the most impudent piece of brass that ever spoke with a tongue. He took his boots off in the parlor and desired me to see them taken care of. I'm desirous to see how his impudence affects my daughter. She will no doubt be shocked by it. Ah, Kate, I see you have changed your dress as I bid you, and yet I feel there was no great occasion.
I find such a pleasure, sir, in obeying your commands that I take care to follow them without ever debating their propriety.
Well, sometimes I do give you some cause, particularly today when I recommended my modest gentleman as a lover to you.
You taught me to expect something extraordinary. I find the original exceeds the description.
I was never so shocked in my life.
I never saw anything like it, and a man of the world, too.
He learned it all by traveling. I was a fool to think that a young man could learn modesty while traveling.
It seems all natural to him.
A good deal assisted by bad company and a French dancing master.
You mistake, Papa. A French dancing master could never have taught him that timid look and that awkward address and that bashful manner.
Whose look? Whose manner, child?
Mr. Marlowe's. His timidity struck me on first sight.
And your first sight deceived you? For I find it to be one of the most brazen first sights that ever astonished my senses.
Sure, sir, you rally. I never saw anyone so modest.
Can you be serious? I never saw such a bouncing, swaggering puppy since I was born.
He met me with a respectful bow and a stammering voice and a look fixed upon the ground.
He met me with a loud voice, a lordly air, and a familiarity which made my blood freeze again.
He treated me with diffidence and respect, and then he tired me with apologies for being tiresome. And he left the room with a big bow and a madam, I would not for the world detain you.
He spoke to me as if he had known me his whole life before. He asked me 20 questions, never waited for a reply. He interrupted my best remarks, and when I was in my best story of the Duke of Marlborough and Prince Eugene,
Yes.
he asked me if I had not a good hand at making punch. Oh, yes, Kate, he asked your father if he was a maker of punch.
Certainly one of us must be mistaken.
Well, if he be what he has shown himself, I am determined he will never have my consent.
Oh, if he be the sullen thing that I take him, he shall never have mine.
Well, then we are agreed upon one thing, to reject him.
Yes, but upon conditions. For if you would find him more respectful, and I more proportionate, I don't know, the fellow is well enough for a man, and we certainly don't find many such in the country.
If we should find him so, that's impossible. The first appearance has done my business. I have seldom deceived him.
Yet there may be many good qualities under that first appearance.
When a girl finds a fella's outside to her taste, she then sets about guessing the rest of his furniture. To her, a smooth face stands for good sense, and a genteel figure for every virtue.
Oh, I hope, sir, that a conversation begun with a compliment to my good sense does not end with a sneer at my understanding.
I beg your pardon, Kate. But if your young Mr. Brazen could find the art of reconciling contradictions, he may please us both, perhaps?
Oh, and as one of us must most certainly be mistaken, what if we go make further discoveries?
Agreed. But depend on it, I'm in the right.
Oh,
unpretending love of your cousin, and that you're willing to be reconciled at last. The horses will be refreshed in a short time, and we shall soon be ready to set off.
Here's something to bear your charges, by the way, your sweetheart's jewels. Keep them and hang those, I say, that would rob you of one of them.
But how have you procured them from your mother?
Ask me no questions, I tell you no fibs. I procured them by the rule of thumb. If I had not a key to every drawer in my mother's bureau, how could I go to the alehouse so often as I do? An honest man may rob himself of his own fortune at any time.
Thousands do it every day. But to be plain with you, Miss Neville is endeavoring to procure these from her on this very instant. If she succeeds, it will be the most delicate way of obtaining them.
Then keep them. Do you know how it will be? But I know how it will be well enough. She just soon part with the only sound tooth in her head.
Oh, but I dread the effects of her resentment when she finds that she's lost them.
Don't worry about her resentment. Leave me to manage that. I don't value her resentment the bounce of a cracker. Here they come. Horse, Prince!
Oh, indeed, Constance, you amaze me. Such a girl as you want jewels. It will be time enough for jewels, my dear, 20 years hence, when your beauty begins to want repairs.
But a repair beauty at 40, madam, will certainly improve it at 20.
Oh, yours, my dear, can admit of none. That natural blush is worth 1,000 ornaments. Besides, jewels are quite out at present. Don't you see half the ladies of our acquaintance, my Lady Kildaylight and Mrs. Crump, and the rest of them carry their jewels to town and bring nothing but paste and marcasite back.
Oh, but who knows? But, madam, somebody that shall remain nameless would certainly like me best with all of my little finery about me.
Or consult your glass, my dear, and then see if such a pair of eyes wants any better sparklers. What do you think, Tony, my dear? Does your cousin Constance want any jewels in your eyes to set off her beauty?
That's us. Thereafter, maybe.
My dear, dear aunt, if you know how it would oblige me.
Oh, a parcel of old-fashioned rose and table-cut things. Well, they would make you look like the court of King Solomon at a puppet show. Besides, I believe I can't readily come at them. They may be missing for aught I know to the contrary.
Then why don't you tell her they're going? Say they're lost. It's the only way to quiet her. Say they're lost and call me to bear witness.
So if I say they're gone, you'll bear me witness, will you? Oh,
Never fear me. I'll say I saw them taken out with mine own eyes.
I find them before day, madam, just to be permitted to show them as relics, and then they may be locked up again.
to be plain, my dear Constance, if I could find them, you should have them. They're missing, I assure you.
I'll not believe it! This is but a shallow pretense to deny me!
Don't be alarmed, Constance, my dear. If they are missing, I must restore an equivalent. But my son knows they're missing and not to be found.
I know they are missing and not to be found. I can take my oath on it.
You must learn resignation, my dear. Oh, see me, how calm I am.
Aye, people are generally calm at the misfortunes of others.
Now I wonder, a girl of your good sense should waste a thought upon such trumps.
Trumpery!
Oh, we shall soon find them. In the meantime, you shall make use of my garden till your jewels be found.
I detest become a
You laugh? You unfeeling brute! As if you enjoyed my kiss!
I can bear witness to that.
What an unaccountable creature is that brother of mine! To send them to the house as an inn, I do not wonder at his impudence.
But what is more, madam, the young gentleman, as you passed by in your present dress, asked me if you were the barmaid. He mistook you for the barmaid, madam.
Did he? Did he? Then as I live, I vow I'm going to keep up the delusion. Tell me, Pimple, how do you like my present dress?
It is the dress, madam, that every young lady wears in the country but when she visits or receives company.
And are you sure he does not remember my face or my person?
Certain of it.
I vow I thought so. For though we spoke for some time together, his fears were such that he never once looked up. Indeed, if he had, my bonnet would have prevented him from seeing me.
But what do you owe from keeping him in his mistake?
In the first place, I shall be seen, and that is no small advantage to a woman who brings her face to market. But my chief aim is to catch my gentleman off his guard, and like an invisible champion of romance, examine the giant's force before I offer to combat.
But you are sure you can act your part and disguise your voice so that he may mistake that as he is already mistaken your person?
Yes, never fear me. Did your honor call? Oh, attend the lion here. Oh, and pipes and tobacco for the angel. Oh, and the lamb has been outrageous this half hour.
It will do, madam, it will do. But easy, Ellen.
What a bawling in every part of the house. I have scarce a moment's repose. If I go to the best room, there I find my host and his story. If I fly to the gallery, there I find my hostess and her curtsy to the ground. At last, I had a moment to myself.
Did your honor call? Did you call, sir?
As for Miss Hardcastle, she's too grave and sentimental for me.
Did you call, sir?
No, child. Besides, from the glimpse I had of her, I think she squints.
I'm sure, sir. I heard the bell ring.
No, no. I have pleased my father, however, by coming down here, and I'll please myself tomorrow by returning.
Perhaps other gentlemen called, sir.
No, no, I tell you. Yes, I did call. I wanted. I vow, child, you are vastly handsome.
Oh, la, sir, you'll make more ashamed.
Never saw a more sprightly, malicious eye. Oh, why, yes, my dear, I did call. Do you have any of your, what do you call it in the house?
No, sir. We've been out that these 10 days.
What they call in this house I find to very little purpose. Suppose I should call for a taste just by way of trial of nectar of your lips. Perhaps I might be disappointed in that, too.
Nectar. Nectar. That's a liquor there's no call for. These parts are French, I suppose, and we carry no French wines here.
True English growth, I assure you.
And it's odd I should not know it. We brew all sorts of wine in this house, and I've lived here these 18 years.
18 years?
Yes.
Why, one would think, child, you kept the bar before you were born. How old are you?
I should not tell my age, sir. They say that women in music should never be dated.
I guess at this distance, you can't be much above 40. Yet nearer, I don't think so much. By coming close to some women that look younger still. When we come very close, indeed.
Oh, pray, sir, keep your distance. One would think you'd want to know one's age as they do horses, by mark and mouth.
Yes, child. You use me extremely ill. If you keep me at this distance, how is it possible you and I will ever be acquainted?
And who wants to be acquainted with you? I'm not no such acquaintance, not I. I vow you did not treat Miss Hardcastle, who was here a while ago, in this obstropolous manner. I warrant me, before her, he was all bowing to the ground and speaking for all the world that he was before a justice of the peace.
Egad, she said it sure enough. In awe of her child? A mere awkward squinting thing? No, no, no. I find you don't know me. I laughed and rallied her for a bit, but was unwilling to be too severe.
Oh, so you are a favorite then among the ladies?
Why, yes, my dear, a great favorite. They'd hang me. I don't see what they find it in me to follow. At the ladies' club in town, I'm called their agreeable rabble.
So you're a great favorite then?
Yes, my dear, there's Mistress Mantrap, Lady Betty Blackleg, the Countess Sligo, Mistress Longhorns, Miss Biddy Buckskin, and your humble servant to keep up the spirit of the place.
Oh, it's a very merry place indeed.
This is merry as cards, supper, wine, and old women can make us.
And very agreeable matter.
Gad, I don't quite like this chick. She looks knowing, methinks. You laugh, child?
Sure, I can't help but laugh to think about how they have time for their work and their families.
All's well, she don't laugh at me. Do you go to work, child?
Sure. There's not a screen unput in the whole house, I can't attest to that.
So, then you must show me your embroidery. If you want a judge of your work, you must apply to me.
The colours don't look well by candlelight, you should see all in the morning.
Why not now, my angel? Such beauty fires beyond the power of resistance. Charlotte, father's here.
So, madam, so I find this is your humble admirer, this is your modest lover who kept his eyes fixed on the ground? Kate, are you not ashamed to deceive your father's soul?
Never trust me. He's still the most humble man I've ever met. You will be convinced of it as well as I.
By the hand of my body. I believe his impudence is infectious. Didn't I see him seize you by the hand? Didn't I see him hold you about like a milkmaid?
But if I convince you of his modesty, you will forgive him.
The girl would actually make one run mad. I will not be convinced, I tell you, I am convinced. You may like his impudence, madam, and call it modesty, but my son-in-law must have very different qualifications.
Sir, I ask you but for this night to convince you.
You will not have half that. I've a mind to turn her out of the house this very hour.
Oh, then give me that hour and I hope to satisfy you.
And I will let it be then. But I will have no trifling with your father.